handle on that. We talk about the winds, and the winds continue to be very key into the rapid spread of a fire, in addition to the really dry fuels and vegetation out there and the topography. The wind conditions over near the Palisades fire area, winds are now gusting in some isolated areas, a range of 21 to 31 miles an hour. We're going to swing you over to the Eaton fire area. You can see here, calm in some elevations, and also going back to the auto fire, winds there are on the lighter side, so that also gives the advantage for the hardworking firefighters. And back to weather one, you can see here, we are clearly not out of the woods. This time last week, unfortunately, we experienced hurricane force gusts and the particularly dangerous situation where we have the strongest winds coupled with low relative humidity, leading to critical fire weather, and the red flag conditions extend across the Inland Empire communities as well as Orange County. So be extra careful. If you get that alert, know what to do. An evacuation warning means get your go bag ready, get your items, and get out as soon as possible. Evacuation order means leave now, and that could save your life. So we continue to watch those winds as it continually becomes a little stronger, and we're in that peak window now until at least tomorrow afternoon of experiencing those really strong gusts that could lead to, again, extreme fire behavior.
Yeah, let's just get through this time. We got to be extra vigilant, extra careful. Thank you, Samara. We continue to hear stories from people who lost everything they own.
And coming up, we're going to hear more from an Altadena family who lost their homes and businesses. We'll show you what they're about to do next.
At AMCO, you'll be trained to keep up with all the latest engineering. What's he doing?
All right, as they go to a quick 2-minute commercial break, we will do the same. Good morning to you if you're just now tuning in. I'm Jeanne Francine. Been here several hours. We've been on the air throughout the night and into the early morning hours, making sure you are well prepared and informed as we are seeing more fires spark, as we know, wind gusts and different things adding fuel to these flames. So we will continue to cover the very latest. Again, we're going to go to our first 2-minute commercial break of the hour. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Live Now from Fox, and good morning to you if you're just now tuning in. I'm Jeanne Francine here with you bright and early this Tuesday morning right here on Live Now from Fox. We have made it our priority to make sure you are safe and informed as we are following the very latest as it relates to these deadly LA County wildfires. I want to show you the very latest video we've gotten into our Live Now from Fox Studios. Take a good look there at your screen. This as our at your screen. This as our the fire was spotted along the Santa Clara River near Ventura Boulevard and Auto Center Drive in Ventura, California. The fire close to a golf course and River Ridge Golf Club. Now, as of 8 p.m. Monday, I formally released the number of acres burned by the auto fire, but I can tell you on this Tuesday morning, we are getting more information. Right now, I want to change the view for you and give you a live look at the very latest map. This is courtesy of CAL FIRE. Now, there on your screen, my producer is going to zoom in. You're taking a wide-scale view at the auto fire. Right now, we are zooming in. Again, this is out in Ventura County. It started Monday, January 13th, and right now, 56 acres. So it continues to spread at 0% containment. Other fires we are following on this Tuesday morning, we're also following that Palisades fire out in LA County. Right now, 23,713 acres are being impacted. We're told it's only at 14% containment. So there's that one. We are also learning the Eaton fire where we saw Fox 11 LA morning. He's reporting that it's about 14,117 acres impacted. Only at 33% containment. And then the Hearst fire, we are getting some conflicting reports, but again, want to make sure we give you the most up-to-date information. Right now, it's at 799 acres, and then we're told it's at 97% containment. Now, while those are good numbers, the concern this morning is with the wind gusts. We know those Santa Ana winds, as we've been sharing with you for some time now. So we want to provide that perspective. As we did show you that map, we also want to show you this graphic as well, just to put things into perspective so you can see it in real time on your screen. My producer putting this together. Many people are visual people, so we want to show you these numbers in real time as well. We're going to go ahead and take another quick 2-minute commercial break. When we come back, checking back in with our content partners at Fox 11 LA. 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 Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. As promised, we're going to check back in with Fox 11 LA as they do continue that compelling coverage. But really quickly, you all know I'm always on the lookout for these compelling images. This video and image coming out of LA County, that's where Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen is this hour, just further showing the destruction from the Palisades fire. So I wanted to show you that. And unfortunately, people thinking, okay, when can we return home? And we know this morning, the National Weather Service, they are already issuing more warnings as current wind gusts are increasing at this hour. Let's go ahead and check back in with the weather team at Fox 11 LA.
Continues to be closed in both directions from Malibu Canyon Road all the way through the McClure Tunnel. You cannot get through Topanga Canyon Boulevard from Mulholland Drive to PCH, also shut down until further notice. Send back over to you, too.
All right, Simona, thank you. Donations for families are coming in from all over the country.
Coming up, we'll check in on how things are going at a donation site in Arcadia. One site in Arcadia, one of the largest in our region. Plus the one thing one man wants you to remember in all of this.
Every beat up and mangled car here has a story.
All right, so we see they had to go to a quick 2-minute commercial break. A lot of information coming in. So as you can imagine, the team's working overnight as we are here on Live Now from Fox. They are having to regroup. But again, showing you this compelling image out of LA County from the Palisades fire as we continue to work and get the very latest information. I can tell you coming from our EP, he does report the Palisades fire, from what he's learning, remains at more than 23,700 acres, currently at 14% containment. According to officials, more than 5,000 structures have been damaged or destroyed from this fire, and you can see that damage and destruction in real time. Another image I want to show you all that I like to show you all to put things into perspective is this 4-box, this wide-scale box, this wide-scale with that camera there on the bottom of your screen, how the area to the left, water, that's where homes are. And we know that many people still without power this morning. So definitely wanted to provide that perspective. Let me give you this Los Angeles on this Tuesday morning. Bringing to you full here, and you can see how several areas here as well are without power. So just wanted to provide hey, when can I return home? When can I see if my house is still there? Understand with those evacuation orders, there are checkpoints in place, and we do know that the National Guard has come out to assist with those checkpoints, and you can see why. Fires on your screen in real time. We did see some images earlier today, but we have yet to get clearance to show those. But I can tell you all from my vantage point, they are burning in real time. Hopefully, when Fox 11 gets back in coverage with their Skyfox chopper, Stu, who's up there working around the clock as well, he'll be able to give us a bird's eye view, but also a close look with the panning of the camera and all of that, so we can get that in real time as well. So wanted to share all these images with you and provide that perspective because this is very compelling and very important. We do see that Fox 11, they are coming back from commercial break. Let's check back in.
Donations. At the YMCA in West LA, fire victims can pick up donations. In West LA, fire victims can pick up donations. In West LA, fire victims can pick up donations.
Arcadia residents.
They were asking for hot food, but they sparked an outpouring of support, giving fire victims hope.
I woke up to the firestorm going on in the house. At the end of the day, we all in this together. Not a drop of my faith is shaken because you can't take material things with you.
Shaken. Community members have organized essentials like diapers, food and clothes. The Santa Anita Raceway stepped up to offer its parking lot as a staging area. Social media has also helped spread the word far beyond the local area.
So I'm getting donations from Sacramento, San Diego, Arizona. Some lady said she drove from Vegas, go to a hotel room that had a kitchen, and make tamales yesterday.
My entire childhood burned down. My dad had to evacuate every playground, every store, my grocery store, like everything just gone.
Right now, the community, although we're so far apart physically, I've never felt tighter with my friends and family and neighbors. We're all reaching out there for each other. We're running errands for each other, whatever people need. Everyone's just so selfless right now because everyone's in the same boat.
My music is for the people.
All right, so we see they're going to a quick 2-minute commercial break. We have 2 more to get in as well right here on Live Now from Fox. So let's take our third one of the hour. We'll be right back. They continue to give us detailed coverage. Let's check back in.
Check on your forecast as we're kind of in the hotspot really when it comes to this high wind warning.
That's right. We're looking at those winds that will gradually increase and another round of strong Santa Ana winds. It was this time last week, that Tuesday into Wednesday, that we were experiencing some of the strongest winds, unprecedented conditions with wind gusts, if you're called 80, 90 plus mile an hour gusts. And unfortunately, starting again today, at least at this hour, beginning at 4 a.m., we're looking at winds to peak once again. Another round of those strong offshore flow with gusts this time 60 to 70 miles an hour. And unfortunately, that continues to lead to extreme wildfire danger if a new fire were to occur. And with those strong offshore winds, there's still that potential for additional downed trees and power outages. So keep that in mind. And red flag conditions, again, remaining in place all the way through at least Wednesday evening. High wind warnings also remain in place, and wind advisories extend across the Inland Empire communities in Orange County as well. You can see the areas in the highlighted contours, again, reflecting those locations that are vulnerable to the strongest winds. And unfortunately, that does apply to Ventura County, LA County, all our local mountain spots downwind of the Cajon Pass as well, and the Santa Ana Mountains. So those brightly lit colors, there's indication of the wind velocities, a range of 20 to 40 miles an hour, and those gusts, again, very strong. We're going to be looking at these strong winds continue again through tomorrow before they relax into at least late Wednesday and Thursday, a little bit of a relief. Send back over to you, Bob Brooke.
I just want to thank you. As you just mentioned, crews are bracing themselves in case high winds help fuel the wildfires burning in our area.
We're going to bring in Stephanie Ramirez. She is from our sister station in Washington, D.C., WTTG. She's helping us out this morning, and she is live in Santa Monica. Stephanie, good morning.
Good morning, and we are actually at a National Guard checkpoint, moved up a little bit closer to where it was yesterday. We're on South 26th Street, La Mesa Drive on the other end of it. We'll show you here because this is really all we are seeing right now. Not a lot of activity, no lights. We don't know if the neighborhood has power. It doesn't look like it this morning. Also, not a lot of folks moving around this early hour, but we did find one young man who was filling up his gas tank. He told us he was returning from talking with friends as a way to cope with all that's been going on. The young man telling me that his home is just on the other side of this perimeter, but that doesn't make things any easier. Listen to what he had to say.
Well, a lot of my friends' homes have been lost, and it's been really hard for them. Luckily, it hasn't happened to my house, but it could soon, so it's scary. So I'm just kind of being careful and kind of being grateful for, what I have. And, yeah, but it's hard. It's really stressful. We filled, our suitcases up, and they were kind of, at the door, all our valuables and pictures.
And guys, the latest from LA County authorities is that the Palisades fire is right now around about 14% contained, burning over 24. Please heed the wind, evacuation warnings, evacuation orders, and also the curfew, which goes until 6 o'clock this morning. I can tell you, National Guard, they're not playing around with checking for ID, making sure you are supposed to be here. Thankfully, though, the latest update from LA County Fire is that they were not seeing the same heavy flames that we saw last week, but they still have heat, and that they have been busy working to clear brush around the homes past Topanga Canyon. Now, that's on one side of the operations. The other is still canvassing the area, looking through the areas most impacted as those recovery efforts continue. Authorities telling us that 8 people have died and the 6 people still unaccounted for. Also want to note something that the LA County Fire Chief made note to point out yesterday was that with winds at 70 miles per hour, it is very hard to contain a fire. But then he said even lower than that, around 40 miles per hour, that can disrupt helicopter plane operations trying to drop water or fire retardants. So it is very important to take these warnings seriously. It's the very latest here, guys. I'll send it back into you. Check in with you in about a half an hour.
All right, that sounds good. Yeah, we're seeing winds in the 30-mile-per-hour on the upper elevation, so something that we will be watching throughout the day today. Stephanie, thank you. Federal investigators are in Southern California to investigate the cause of the Palisades fire. The ATF's National Response Team will operate in 2 teams. One will look into the scene, damage, debris, and burn patterns, while the other will gather surveillance video, digital evidence, and also witness statements. Investigators tell us they are very confident in what the ATF teams are here to accomplish.
This is the same group that was responsible for investigating the Aliso Viejo bombing. The same group responsible for investigating the fire on the Conception boat that resulted in the death of 34 people. They get the job done, and I'm confident their investigation will bear fruit.
A lot of forensics here. At the same time, at that press conference, LA County Attorney Nathan Hochman announced the arrest of 10 people, 9 charged with breaking into evacuated homes. 2 of the suspects face a life in prison if convicted. The 10th person is charged with arson. Now, that I'm accused of setting fires in Azusa Park, not tied to any of the major wildfires.
Walmart and Tyson Foods are offering free meals to support families affected by the fires. The meals are available at Walmart on Big Dalton Avenue from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. starting today through Sunday, January 19th. This effort aims to just help those in need during this challenging time. Stop by if you or someone you know could use a hot meal. And then there's this. St. Genevieve School in Panorama City will hold a prayer service for fire victims today at 10 a.m. More than 1,100 students are expected to gather in the school gym for this event. The school is located at 13966 Community Street. A candlelight vigil will be held Tuesday at Nickerson Gardens in Watts to honor fire victims and celebrate the legacy of William Nickerson Jr. The event will support families affected by recent fires, including the Eaton Fire, which claimed the life of Rodney Nickerson. That is William Nickerson Jr. Remember, William Nickerson Jr., you may know, I should say, founded Golden State Mutual Life Insurance, and the housing complex bears his name. The vigil starts at 5 p.m. This morning, crews continue to make good progress in the fight against the Eaton Fire burning in the Altadena area. That fire is now 33% contained.
They're bracing for the potential for stronger winds. Mario Ramirez is live in Altadena with the latest on the situation there. Mario, good morning.
Barbara, good morning. Thousands of families are still displaced this morning as we wait for those really strong Santa Ana winds to pick up and move through this area. Now, here in Altadena, we're along Lake Avenue and Beverly Way, and there's still a massive amount of damage. Dozens of torch vehicles here lining streets that we can see, and likely a lot more that we can't see in this area. And if you look over here, again, along Beverly Way, you can see one of the damaged homes here lining this street. And, it really is a mess out here. So as we're looking at this damage, a few things that are going to be happening today in the area. Search and recovery efforts are going to continue. Cadaver dogs will be searching through some of these neighborhoods in the rubble. And as there are at least 17 people still missing in this are at least 17 people still missing in this Those Santa Ana winds, they whipped around embers that eventually started moving the fire from location to location, from business to business. Residents and officials, they're really anticipating this next wind event to trigger new evacuations. LA County Sheriff's officials say heed the warnings. If you do get an alert, make sure you are already prepared to leave your home and evacuate as those winds continue to move through. And we've seen some open flames here in this area. Some of the buildings are still smoldering, and some of that fire activity north of us is still happening. So as those winds move through, that of course is the concern with any open fire. For now, live here in Altadena, I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, concern for new spot fires and also just new fires in areas that have not burned yet. Mario, thank you.
Yeah, that continues to be a concern. You know, we have those active flames, and you get the stronger winds that are expected to make its return later on this morning, and those ember casts landing in the wrong area. And we have plenty of dry vegetation. It could spark a new fire, downrange spotting, and then it becomes another big problem for our firefighters that are already working tirelessly around the clock addressing all the active fires at this hour. But we watch those the fire zones and the winds associated in that area. And speaking of winds, we wanted to give you an idea of what those winds look like at this hour. Near Mario, really great to see that winds where he is on the lighter side, but in the higher elevations through some of the mountains and passes in the same wind speeds and gusts a range of 24 to already 34 miles an hour in and around near the Eaton Fire, and stronger winds in some localized areas near the Palisades Fire as well. We're picking up wind speeds earlier this morning right around 30 to 40 in the same very locations that we were watching just a couple hours ago, kind of maintaining the same type of trend. We also are looking at highly variable winds near the auto fire that just popped up last night. And it's good to see, at least right now, they have an upper hand on the auto fire where winds cooperating at just a range of 4 to 8 miles an hour. There were some stronger gusts up there. We were forecasting gusts that could reach up to 50, 60, and eventually even 70 mile an hour hour and 52 miles an hour already currently happening in the San Gabriel Mountains. So that just gives you an idea of where the highest wind speeds are. Meanwhile, the basin, very, very quiet. And out towards the Inland Empire communities in Orange County, we're already seeing winds picking up there as well. Downwind of the Cone Pass, a range of 30s and 40s. So a reminder to drive carefully, especially if you're driving the high-profile vehicles, big rigs, campers, and take a look at our Weather One, what to expect with those strong offshore winds, stronger mostly for Ventura County and LA County. That's leading to a particularly dangerous situation. Once again, we call that the PDS, when we have wind gusts, as I mentioned before, 60 to 70 plus miles an hour, gust that is, and critical fire weather extends all the way into the IE and Orange County. Know the difference, evacuation warning, evacuation order. If you get that alert on your phone, pay close attention. Important for evacuation warnings, this is the time to get your go bag, gather your important items, and leave as soon as possible. Evacuation order, leave now, and make sure you follow directions to evacuate safely. So we're, again, watching those winds and monitoring it very, very closely. Meanwhile, we also have road closures. A reminder, stay out of the fire zones. PCH continues to be closed in both directions, Malibu Canyon Road to the McClure Tunnel in Santa Monica, and Topanga Canyon Boulevard from Mulholland Drive to PCH. Again, shut down until further notice.
I was just on PCH yesterday. They have so much equipment staged on
That's
PCH.
right. That's right. Yes.
Really no way you can really drive through there. So, all right, Samantha, thank you. Coming up, professional sports teams are helping with relief efforts and honoring victims.
That's right. Coming up, the Rams, the Lakers, and the Clippers all paying tribute to fire victims.
Fox 11 LA going to a quick break, so we will do the same. I'm Gina Francine. We're going to take our fourth 2-minute commercial break of the hour. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Live Now from Fox, and good morning to you. If you're just now tuning in, I'm Gina Francine. Many of you all have been posing the question, what can you do to help? As we know, unfortunately, that death toll continues to increase as it relates to those deadly LA County wildfires. We'll take a good look at your screen right here on Live Now from Fox. We're partnering with Fox Corporation. Fox Corporation actually made a $1 million donation to the Red Cross's California wildfires relief efforts. And of course, they continue to partner with the annual disaster giving program. Now, this partnership allows the Red Cross to respond immediately to disasters, provide safe shelter, hot meals, emotional support, and of course, those recovery resources. So here's how you can help. Visit go.fox/Red Cross, or you can scan that QR code you see on your screen right now. Your donation enables the Red Cross to respond and help people recover from this disaster. And again, as we are discussing this disaster, just tragic news, at least 24 deaths have been reported across Los Angeles County so far in the wake of several large blazes. Here's the latest video we've gotten just to put those blazes into perspective for you on this Tuesday morning. As we continue to follow this, unfortunately, officials fear that number will only rise. But as firefighters race against time to bolster containment of the two largest infernos, the Palisades and Eaton fires, then we have more wind in the forecast, which could cause trouble. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen joins us from LA County with a look at the devastation and race to snuff out the flames.
Fire crews are preparing for another round of strong Santa Ana winds to start up again today. They've been working around the clock to put out flames so they don't spread.
We're going through our darkest times.
Heartache for residents returning to their once vibrant neighborhoods, now resembling wastelands.
Every house on the block is gone except for one.
Now new concerns about stronger gusts that could cause again. The National Weather Service says winds could reach 65 miles per hour today. While they aren't supposed to hit hurricane force levels like last week, officials hope they won't ground critical aircraft. One by one, planes keep dropping thousands of gallons of fire suppressant ahead of the flames to prevent them from advancing. Crews are also busy removing dry brush from vulnerable spots. It's an effort to keep smaller fires from growing, like one Monday night west of Los Angeles in Ventura County. Come on, come! Meanwhile, new footage shows the early stages of the Palisades fire inching closer to homes. In the wake of a potential insurance crisis, government officials are calling for action.
We can expect to see more major climate disasters, and we need to figure out the insurance piece along with everything else.
Dozens of large water tankers have been brought in to help fire trucks refill. Just last week, fire hydrants ran dry in this neighborhood. In Los Angeles County, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Connor, thank you so much for that detailed report here at 7:48 on the East Coast, giving you a live look out in Los Angeles. And you can see several areas still pitch black this Tuesday morning because people are without power. We know when this first happened, more than 300,000 people were without power. CAL FIRE, they are working around the clock to give people updates in real time. Let's check in with them now.
Law enforcement, travel partners, and other emergency support continuing to battle the ongoing historic fires in Southern California. Sadly, the number of confirmed deaths continues to rise. 2 CAL FIRE incident management teams remain activated to the Eaton and Palisades fire, with a third pre-positioned in Southern California in response to the increased fire threat. In a similar move as last week, CAL FIRE is pre-positioning additional resources across Southern California in preparation for Tuesday's critical fire weather and wind event. A mobilization center has been set up to pre-position resources available for quick response should the need arise. Here are the active fires burning in Southern California. The Palisades fire has burned more than 23,700 acres with containment at 14%. The Eaton fire remains at just over 14,000 acres with containment continuing to grow to 33%. Progress has been made on the Hearst fire, which is now 95% contained. A long-duration red flag warning remains in effect through much of Los Angeles, Ventura, and Orange counties, with parts of Riverside, San Bernardino, and San Diego counties. A red flag warning is also in effect for the mountains of San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara. There will likely be damaging winds gusting between 55 and 70 miles an hour across portions of the red flag warning area from early Tuesday morning through Wednesday morning. Areas in the red flag have a high risk for large fires and rapid rate of spread, extreme fire behavior, and long-range spotting. Law enforcement officials are holding the current evacuations in preparation for the possibility of increased fire activity, in addition to significant infrastructure repairs underway and remaining hazards like fallen trees and down utility lines in the fire areas. Crews are working around the clock to mitigate these hazards so that it is safe for the public to re-enter. Repopulation planning will not begin until after the current red flag expires, which is predicted to be Wednesday night. In preparation for the ongoing weather patterns being experienced in Southern California, we urge you to take steps to be ready for wildfire. Visit readyforwildfire.org for more information. As always, for timely, accurate, and verified information, visit our incident page at fire.ca.gov. I'm Bryce Bennett. Have a fire safe day.
And those are always helpful to see in real time as we work to keep you informed right here on Live Now from Fox. If you're just now waking up with us on this Tuesday morning, it's January 14th. Good morning to you. 7:51 here on the East Coast, 4:51 on the West, giving you a wide-scale view out along the West Coast. You see Santa Monica, Los Angeles, LAX, and Mount Wilson. Let's check back in with our content partners at Fox 11 LA for the latest weather conditions.
At 4:50 your time, let's go back to Simona with a look at the weather and the winds right now with the big concern. Simona.
Yeah, the winds right now we are closely watching. We've got high wind warnings currently in effect for Ventura County and LA County, and wind advisories also added to the mix, and that does extend to areas of the IE and into Orange County. Gusts the range of 50, 60, and particularly in the LA and Ventura County areas, a particularly dangerous situation still at hand due to the strong offshore winds, and that could lead to, again, extreme fire conditions. We look at the upper levels of the atmosphere, an area of high pressure continues to bring us the offshore flow, and we have a little bit of dynamics in the upper levels. It's going to help push those winds stronger, not as strong as last week's windstorm, but unfortunately strong enough to pose a major deal. We've got wildfire smoke that will extend across Orange County as well, inland spots through at least tomorrow, so keep that in mind. Red flag conditions all the way through Wednesday. And finally, there's going to be a longer break in between windstorms, and that's going to lead to higher humidity levels as the onshore push arrives, and even a slight chance of some showers, believe it or not. So there is a window of opportunity that will get a better handle on the fires, but not until the latter part of this week. Stay with us. We'll be right back with a lot more information.
Legendary R&B sensations.
All right, so a brief weather report there. We appreciate Fox 11 LA for giving us the latest details. Getting back to this image with that report that CAL FIRE just gave, this is what they use to give us the most up-to-date information in real time. And again, the National Weather Service working closely with content partners out in the Los Angeles area, LA County to be specific, as strong winds are forecasted for this area today, which will threaten the area's fight against fires. If you're wondering, okay, what's the latest information, Janae, as relates to these fires? I'll have it for you. My producer working avidly to get those numbers for us. Take a good look at your screen as wildfires burn across Los Angeles County. This is the latest information from CAL FIRE. Those 4 fires that have been reported. So we have the Palisades fire, the first one that broke out right now at 2,713 acres, only 14% contained. We have the Eden fire, 14,117 acres. 33% contained. The Hearst fire, 799 acres, 97% contained. And then that auto fire out in Ventura County, 56 acres so far that have been consumed, 0% contained. And then again, getting back to this map provided by CAL FIRE just provides that perspective. Concerned this morning, again, by officials who are wanting to know if these fires will cause more chaos. Let's check back in with Fox 11 LA for the latest.
California disaster declaration.